We've all been there. You crave a thick, diner-style milkshake, but what you end up with is a sad, soupy glass of flavored milk. The primary culprit is often the hardware. Standard electric blender motors generate a significant amount of friction and heat. That energy prematurely melts the ice cream before you've even taken a sip. To counter this, many home cooks make the mistake of adding ice cubes to the mix to keep things cold, but ice ruins the consistency. As those cubes melt, they introduce pure water into the dairy. This leaves the shake thin and watery, even more so than if you had simply added too much milk. Getting that specific, heavy texture at home means finding ways to combine your ingredients while keeping the temperature as low as possible. The simplest way to avoid the heat of a motor is to replace the blender with a quart-sized mason jar and a tight-fitting lid. Start by letting your ice cream soften for about 10 minutes, then add it to the jar with a small splash of whole milk and a hint of vanilla extract. Then you have to work for it. Shake the jar for 2 to 3 minutes to manually emulsify the fats and milk. If you don't have a jar, a large bowl and a wire whisk work just as well. Whisking by hand results in a fluffier, slightly chunkier texture that avoids the over-processing of a mechanical blade. By using manual kinetic energy, you keep the dairy cold from start to finish, resulting in a foundation that is significantly thicker and more resilient than anything from a blender. To amplify the richness without adding heavy liquid creams, you can turn to a simple pantry staple, milk powder. This diagram shows liquid milk evaporating, leaving behind highly concentrated dry particles of dairy proteins and fats. Adding this powder to your shake boosts the flavor and protein content without introducing extra water. You can also opt for malted milk powder. This version includes toasted barley and wheat enzymes, which impart a distinct caramel-like flavor while further thickening the consistency. By utilizing dehydrated dairy, you are essentially hacking the moisture content of the drink, intensifying the body of the shake without diluting its structural base. These manual techniques are robust enough to work even when you're missing the most important ingredient, ice cream. You can build a cold, thick base by shaking heavy whipping cream and primed sugar with ice cubes. The cream provides the richness, while the sugar stabilizes the texture, allowing you to strain out the ice before serving. This logic also applies if you are looking for a dairy-free or vegan alternative. Using frozen, overripe bananas as a base provides the necessary natural sugars and a thick, creamy structure that mimics traditional ice cream when combined with oat or cashew milk. To ensure it has a satisfying weight on the palate, you can add a scoop of peanut or almond butter. The nut fats provide the depth and richness usually found in animal-based dairy. Once you understand how these different fats and solids interact, ice cream stops being a requirement and becomes just one of many possible foundations. With a stable manual structure, you can experiment with mix-ins that would normally overwhelm a thinner blended shake. Adding a full slice of dense cheesecake directly into your mixing container gives the finished drink an incredible heavy body that standard syrups can't match. To balance that sweetness, you can introduce savory elements. Ingredients like tahini or earthy medjool dates help round out the profile, preventing the shake from becoming cloying. The final step is managing the environment. Placing your drinking glass in the freezer for 10 minutes before pouring ensures the shake stays at its peak thickness until the very last sip. If you've done it right, you'll see a dramatically thick, slow-moving pour that clings to the sides of the frosted glass. By prioritizing temperature control and the right balance of solids, you transform the milkshake from a simple blended drink into a carefully constructed dessert.